do?
Wake that ass up.
Rise and grind.
Rise and grind, baby.
The Live Hip Hop Daily Rise and Grind Morning Show.
Woo! We got the #1 morning show to hit Atlanta, man. Rise and Grind Morning Show.
Get your ass up and tune in. www.livehiphopdaily.tv.
Get that app, baby. Yeah. All right, you already know what time it is. Good morning, man. Shoot, it's a Monday. We got Sports with Spoon back, so we had to put you on the #1 spotlight. Rise and Grind Morning Show. Happy to have you back, brother.
You know what it is, man. Wesley Witherspoon checking in for our Sports Spoon segment. Today we got a very special episode for you guys. We have a champion, we have a brand ambassador, we have an entrepreneur.
I'm excited, yo.
We have one of my good friends from growing up playing ball. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Appreciate you, big fella. My name is
My good man.
my name is Adrian Hubbard, young black success, entrepreneur. Any way how you can get it, the vision is in place. You can go get it. My whole, motion, and everything is showing, these athletes that the transition is possible. You think about in basketball, the transition was probably one of the easiest things. You get me on the fast break, I'm pointing in the air, throw that thing up, and we out. So that's what, my whole thing is, letting these athletes, putting what I do out there in front of their eyes so they can understand, like, if you got a vision, stop trying to be timid about, who you want to go, do work with. Go get your homeboys that you grew up with, the trusted ones, and do business and come up. Look around, the ones who's doing it is making money.
Yeah. It's a new day, man. Like, I keep telling cats, it's a new day. Like, you can only keep us out of industries for so long. Fashion, music, country music.
Oh man, listen.
Anything, bro.
I'm glad you said that, man, because when I met Adrian a while ago, everything was surrounded by ball, and it was two different worlds because he played football, I played basketball, but we knew, our age group of guys, we knew what we had to do, and we went out and did it. We performed at such a high level that we put ourselves in a great position.
Y'all play on the same AAU team?
No. Same organization. He played with the Stars.
Yeah,
he's a fellow Star.
Yeah, okay.
He played with the Stars.
Georgia Stars, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. No. We ain't fool with them. But what we did a great job is we branded ourselves at an early age.
True.
And I fell short, and I don't even really like talking about it, but to be able to accomplish winning a national championship in college at the college level is something that it doesn't happen often.
No.
I'm saying it. It is what it is. Champion's perspective. You got to look at things a little bit differently in order to keep being consistent and winning. I know when we stepped up to the first national championship game. That was LSU was a bit of a hassle, a tassel, whatever. But then the next year, you'd be surprised how hard it was. You playing teams like cupcake teams, and you playing your hardest games. Because you know how it is when you show up to the game and you like,
we finna roll these niggas. We finna roll these niggas.
You out there playing your hardest. You looking at your players in the huddle like, hey.
Yeah.
What y'all finna?
They're not going nowhere.
This guy played for University of Alabama. We talk about championships and we just mulling over stuff like, it's just regular everyday stuff. But Hub done won national championships with University of Alabama. He talk about the LSU game he went through and then coming back and playing in another championship game, right?
It is what it is. But at the end of the day, at some point in sports, you're going to fall short.
True.
At some point, because you got to transition.
Yeah.
So if you don't, I got my own brand, Young and Overlooked, right now, that's the whole, whole motion. Like, it's a lot of overlooked, visions and perspective because of who we stood for. People, you think about it. You got a student athlete, they got their degrees, and they got through college, and they won championships. Well, this student, in the normal world, he's a bit of a threat. And to some people, to society, you got to know, okay, if I'm a threat here, well, guess what I did when hooping when I was a threat? I attacked.
Is it important that we connected through sports so young?
Well, my thing is that it establishes one thing that it establishes your network, early, so that your friends, the people that you call friends, when they get out and they go to Alabama and they go to North Carolina and they go to Duke, you get to live, you know, through them. So, you know, I had friends that played college ball, you know, that didn't go to the level that I went to, that got to live it because of me. I
Very
got to
true.
live, you know, he's not the only homeboy I had that played at the University of Alabama to win national championships.
Several of them.
You know, so
Everybody connected.
I got to live it through all of them. And it's the crazy thing about it is that it didn't change those guys.
That's
You know,
powerful.
Hub now is still the same guy he was, you know, when I met him 10, 12 years ago. You know, so I talked to his father on the phone the other day, and you know, his pop was one of those guys in my ear all the time, like, you know, you need to stay focused because what's coming next, you need to be ready for it. And you know, I feel like with what's going on now with the youth now is they don't have that.
They don't.
And it's affecting everything. It's affecting the way sports are played. It's affecting the way kids are acting. It's affecting relationships. You know,
The whole culture.
Seriously. And,
The whole
you know,
culture.
when I was growing up, I know you guys could say the same thing. When I was growing up, my parents used to tell me, cut the TV off and go outside. You know, and I don't want to see you until the street lights come on.
Facts. Sweat.
That's how I saw a meme on the internet the other day. The meme said it's a group of guys, you know, dog piling, and the meme said no quarterbacks, no wide receivers, no teams. What's the name of this game? You feel me? What's the name of this game?
Throw them up, bust them up.
Throw 'em up, you feel me?
Hey, throw them up.
You know, and you don't need but 4 or 5 guys to play, and that used to be a ball for us. Come on,
Hey,
bro.
but you know,
Football 21.
It's crazy though. Them cats you played that sport. Yeah, throw them, bust them up with. Y'all went around and y'all played, you know, tackle football with everybody
Come on,
else.
man.
Once you figured out who was the tough cats, you know, you was like, yeah, I got my team. We ready.
That made you that, but they gave you some real life experiences so young. Teamwork, working together, you see what I'm saying, and athletic skills that pretty much led both of y'all to the positions that y'all were in. Collegiate athletes.
You feel me? So you know that's what that's just to stem off what I was saying earlier. You know, it builds relationships. You know, because we were playing sports, it made me want to hang out. You know, with guys like that. You
Yeah.
know, so I stayed away from the guys that was
Wasn't doing
you know,
nothing.
doing other stuff.
Wasn't doing nothing.
You know, I had people that I was cool with because I felt like I was cool with everybody in high school.
Yeah.
I had people that I was cool with that, you know, went a different path. And, you know, it led to different results.
Very true. That's why you gotta have options. These kids don't have no options now. You see what I'm saying? A lot of y'all were two individuals that were blessed to have 6'6". You can't teach it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You can't teach it. Athletic ability, coordination, all of that, you can't teach it. Y'all were blessed with that. There's some people that ain't blessed with that. So they looking at y'all, and then that's when the envy's created. You see what I'm saying? At that instant, that's when the envy's created. Why? Because in certain situations, athletes get treated better than, but we idol them. Everybody's idolized. The athletes, baseball, football, all of
Go
that.
ahead and pause you. You get treated better because, you know, you got a lot of eyes on you.
Yeah.
They want to make you feel good.
Yeah.
And then when it's time for you to go out here, you know, get in the normal world, they
Uh-huh.
hide you from the kids or whatever. Now the kids don't have those influences anymore. They just, you know, they just seeing stuff on TV. And when you see stuff on TV that ain't good sometimes, you know, it's a clear depiction of what's going to happen to that person.
Oh,
Around
yeah.
It always is.
Yeah,
You know, like,
yeah.
You had plenty of people coming up. We all did have those people who like, nah, they cool, but can't really kick it with them.
Definitely right. For sure.
Like,
For sure.
I left plenty of parties when I was in high school quick before, and I wake up the next morning, it was like, hey, do you see what happened there?
Them niggas was shooting last night, bro.
Gone. You know,
You
for
get
me,
that intuition, bro. You get that intuition. You get that intuition.
Again, like I was saying, man, that sports, man, sports was such a huge part of, you know, shaping us into the men that we are today.
True.
You know, because of the relationships we form, because of our competitive nature, because of, you know, our athletic build, it wanted us to be around guys of that same
Yeah, that stature, that same
you know,
stature.
so if you know, growing up now, I feel like growing up now, the kids don't have that because of social media, because of the internet. You know, now instead of going outside, you know, playing 21 or playing throw 'em up, bust 'em up, I'm gonna call my partner and say, "Hey, bro, I'm about to get online. Let's play Fortnite." And you know, the guys will sit and play. I don't play Fortnite. I can't do it. But guys,
No offense
I
to
know-
anybody that do play Fortnite.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to take shots at Fortnite. But what I'm saying is, it's taken away from, you know, when I was growing up, how I knew where my friends was is I'd go outside and ride my bike until I saw the group of bikes sitting outside the green box. I know y'all know what the green box is. You know, they was all over the neighborhood, but that's how you knew where your friends were. We didn't have I couldn't call my friends on the cell phone and say, pull up to the crib, you know, we trying to get online or whatever. We couldn't do that.
So is the overindulgence in technology what's really setting the next generation back? They have so much access that it's kind of playing the coup de grace role on them.
Smartphones, dumb users, man.
That's how it is. It was meant. It was intentions for the. You know, it was great. It's like Instagram. It was meant for artists. And then people started, you know, doing whatever with it. But now you seeing still.
Shout out Larry Love.
That musicians and stuff is coming back up because that's what it's meant for. And that's why, you know, Instagram, they getting ready to make the videos where you can do it an hour long. Well, that's gonna cut out people who doing 20-second videos.
Yeah.
If you can't put together a vision
And have real content.
and have content, it's over with.
Right.
You know, it's over with. You're gonna have, you know.
But they changed the game. I guess they made people. It's always going to be a wave. And we talk about this even with the show, Rise and Grind Morning Show. Good Monday morning. We here, Sports with Spoon back. We got Hub in the building. You know what I'm saying? JB behind the camera. We talking some good stuff, man. We getting ready to drop the DVD. We're going to drop a couple of your episodes, your Sports with Spoon episodes too, in the first DVD too. But I think they setting it up. Like y'all talked about with the phones, TV, your subconscious takes in so much and you don't even understand how your subconscious works, but you watch TV and you consume a lot. Sure. And your eyes are really the gateway to your soul. Sure. And the things that you take in and you watch, you listen to, you kind of end up regurgitating it back. You know what I mean? So I think when the coup de grace was sports-wise, they had to give y'all the scholarships because they needed. They want to fund the universities. I mean, the university is money too.
It was an institution, so you already know what you're going. You like, we didn't know we weren't that woke then. Now you're talking to a different mindset right now. You feel me? Like I know for me, University of Alabama, great place, great everything. All the cats can't come out there and get a job.
Cause it's not. It ain't that type.
It ain't for everybody. It ain't for black people to come back there and get a job at white university. That's how it goes. It's a sensitive subject sometimes, but
it's facts though.
You know, it's a fact. You only good enough to be, you know, just how you was when you first started there. You know, people looked at you like, oh, who is this cat? Bloom, bloom, bloom. And once they figured out, oh, this is Wesley. Like, hey, this is that dude that went through the lane and dunked on that cat left-handed, but we thought he was right-handed though.
You feel me?
You know, like,
crazy.
It's a whole different, you know, emotion when you get out of there because now the asset that you were to them, they're thinking in their head it's a liability now.
Well, you want to know? I sat and talked. I had a talk with one of my guys, and we sat and we talked about it the same way. It's just, you know, an old song. You know, growing up, my parents used to listen to, and it was, you know, they keep on using me until they use me up.
Till they use me up.
You know, so for 4 years while you're at a university, they're gonna get everything out of you that they can. And you know, in terms of from everything, you know, when you get an injury, they're gonna doctor that injury up. You know, for you to get back to play. You know, if you're supposed to sit out 6 to 8 weeks, I know for sure, you know, and I can speak from personal experience. You know, I had a knee surgery. 17 days after a major knee surgery, I came back and played in the game.
Yeah, they're like, "What's up with you, man?
You know,
you ready yet?"
And, you know, of course, you know, being young and in the mind, of course, you want to say, "I'm fine." Like I feel like I can play. If y'all say I can play, I'm gonna play.
Because it's an opportunity you've never really had before. And what you see on TV, this is your opportunity.
You feel me? Because you want to be a part of that spotlight. You're not, a lot of times, you know, guys don't look out for themselves.
Yeah.
They don't play for themselves. They play for the university or the team that they're playing for.
Let me ask you a question.
JB behind the scenes.
Y'all being, you know, student athletes for these big universities, did y'all feel that scholarship was enough, or y'all felt y'all should have got paid while y'all was in school?
That's a great question, JB, and I'm gonna put it in a perspective that I feel like everybody can understand. I've been playing basketball since I was 3 years old. I played for free until I was 22. So people say, you know, when guys have those long, strenuous, you know, he played 20 years in the NBA. That's just in the NBA.
That's just
We're not talking about the 20 years that he played before he got to the NBA. That's a 40-year career.
Truth.
So just think about the wear and tear from all the 21 pickup games and all the throw 'em up, bust 'em up games and
running up the hills for training.
All the traveling and all the 15-hour car rides going to play in a tournament for the weekend. You know, you're not getting paid for that. You're doing it because you love it.
Then it's crazy too. I'm gonna let you keep going, but your parents breaking their pocket, thinking, that's for their kid.
Oh yeah.
And all of a sudden they get to a whole, you know, your parents. Your parents push you, and once they see you, our parents, they're like, well, he want to do this, he want to do this, he want to do this, but what about that? You know, you told us about that 10% tithes in church, but what about that another 90%? You know, like, you got to set me up for that too now.
Wow.
But go ahead, you can keep moving.
Yeah, so what I was saying, it's like, so a 20-year, you know, basketball career turns to 10 when you start getting paid. Now just put this in perspective. If you work and you work extremely hard at what you do. Mm-hmm. If you want to be a radio personality and you work extremely hard to be a radio personality, and let's just say there's a blackout.
Well, ain't no radio.
Ain't no radio. Now what?
What you gonna do? How you gonna live?
Now what? You know, what do you do now?
What do you aspire for?
When basketball, when you get injured, now what? Like what happens, you know, at that university, what happens? You want to know what happens?
It get real.
There's another guy. There's another guy that's ready to fill in your spot right now. And let's just say he comes in and starts playing well. Then what?
Yeah,
you come back and you're healthy, then what? It changes everything. It changes everything. So for me, you know, for my biggest thing, what I tell young guys is now, if I could go back and do it all over again, the only thing that I'd do different is I would play for myself within the program. Because you get lost trying to play for the university, but not knowing that the university right now is on the phone with a junior high school that does the same thing that you do.
It ain't no loyalty in big business.
And it's sad to say because, you know, when college coaches, they come to you and they talk to you and they tell you everything you want to hear, and then if you don't perform for a game or two, the next guy is going to get his opportunity because he told the next guy the same thing.
Go back to his point. He say they only like you when you're an asset.
Come on, man.
When you ain't an asset no more, they ain't paying no attention to you.
Okay. So my question is, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. My question is, how do we, now that our generation is really going to be the wave of people to really set it out here?
Be stubborn.
Yeah. How do we maintain the power back? You know what I'm saying? Now that we're becoming conscious of, okay, this is the game you playing. And you
people, no, it's not the big three, but I'm glad you said that. It's you know, this guy has been in the media a million times, you know, for the wrong reason a lot of times because people think that he's crazy. People think that he's trying to overshadow his kids.
Yeah.
But, you know, what LeVar Ball is doing for basketball is something that's never been done before.
Out the water.
Because the NCAA has never had any competition. They've been a monopoly.
They've been able to buy.
They can set these rules. You know, what sense does it make for a coach to be able to leave and coach right away? But if I want to transfer schools, I got to sit out a whole year? What sense does that make? Why would you punish me because this situation didn't work out?
That's the only way the business transaction can be.
If you had a job and you transfer jobs, you don't have to sit out a year to start working.
Crazy.
I told my pops a while ago, I said, McDonald's made a burger, right? McDonald's made a burger.
Right.
Burger King made a burger too.
Yeah.
So did Wendy's. And so did the other people. So if you're not going to treat me accordingly, if you're not going to allow me to have and be able to get in the same kind of business and understand it the same way as everybody else, you know, like, I don't need you. Like, and back to the topic about getting paid, I come from a whole business. My dad, I'm going to go ahead and break it down. So this guy was making chairs, picking tobacco, Halifax, Virginia. He went to the Army for 20 years, you know, did whatever, got out. He bought, you know, white man's business in a recession. You know, when stuff get tough for them cats and the mind and everything start bending a little funny. You know, but a black man see opportunity a lot. A black man, he really do see opportunity. He,
Straight blessing.
You look for the good in things, and now he got crazy. We ain't gonna touch. But this dude ain't got no diploma. He ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
He got pure vision and hustle. He sat behind and he sat at the table, and he was like, you know what, it's time. And when he bought the company, the dude was like, I just need to take money back home to my family. What he said, he wasn't even. I just need to take money back home. So that's my mentors and everything was different.
Yeah,
I grew up hooping.
Yeah, man.
So actually, when I grew up hooping, when I messed my PCL up at UNC basketball camp, my senior year, I had to play football.
That's crazy.
So football was I looked at football as business from the beginning. People was like, man, you need to go play in the league. I'm like, well, man, I wanted to go play in the NBA. This is about to be a finesse. So I went to college. See, I got my finesse out of college. I went there and got my 2 degrees. I left as a junior with 2 championships as an All-American. Yeah. Had a cup of tea in the NFL. Now I'm doing my own business. And people, they tainted my name and said everything. And at some point in time,
that's a strong resume off the rip.
At some point in time, you got to shut people down and let people understand, like, fuck you. Like
you God done blessed you and put you in that, you know what I'm saying, that situation on up to be able to be in where you're at, you know what I mean? And it's good that you conscious enough to not trick the shit off. You see what I'm saying? You have an opportunity to have your own business and set a good example of how to do it, because it's finna change, bro.
Oh, for sure.
It's about to change, and as conscious as we are, I believe that we're at the forefront of that transition.
For sure.
But it's got to be done by us, and it's got to be done right our way.
For us by us, man.
Our way.
I think, even the way everything changed. Me and Kicks was just talking about this before. He talking about something. Man, I come from the era where, our players stayed on their team for their whole career. And I'm like, man, times have changed. Like, these owners, they show they don't give a damn about these players. So why you gotta be loyal to them, not loyal to you?
A great
be mad at LeBron for jumping to these different teams.
No, hell no.
A great example of that is Lance Stevenson. Lance Stevenson, aside from Victor Oladipo, Lance Stevenson was the face of Indiana basketball last year.
Yeah.
They didn't take his player option. So how does that work?
But this is the second time, correct?
No, the first time he opted out.
Okay.
He left. He should have stayed in Indiana then. But but now he established himself as a key player to this organization, as a vital part of this organization, and he laid it on the line.
I just want to know why cats be having agents. I ain't never had it. I fired my agent after I knew he didn't do right by me in the league. And so now these cats, it ain't just that it's not only their decision to go to these different teams. They doing their agents doing behind the scenes work, with the organizations for their kickback. So we not,
it's real cutthroat.
It's like that.
So how do we take control? Do we say, you know what, I don't want to play in the NFL anymore?
The Negro League, what happened? Guess who bought that and shut it down? The NCAACP. You just found out who was running it a couple years ago.
My fault, bro.
You wanna know what's crazy? Is
we ain't playing. Hey, I'm telling you, dog. I don't come from that. Let shit ride.
But it is a conversation that need to be talked about, and that's why I'm glad you back, and we segueing you back into sports. But sports is really so vital to our culture because I want to say 80 to 90% of us. That's really how we know each other.
You want to know what people
generationally
always said growing up is that, not saying that we're from the hood, but to get out the hood, you only make it out one or two ways.
You got to say the crack rock or have a mean jump shot. Like Biggie said.
You either got to rap or you got to hoop.
That's how it was for us. I know for me, drugs was never really an avenue. I always, like you said, cool with everybody. Like, that's why you got certain people, like artists can go, they do most of their tracks in the hood because they know they protected. They know their shit not going to be leaked when they go to the hood. You go to these other big time studios, stuff be getting.
It's for the dollar. Niggas be like.
They be doing stuff,
right.
But when you come up the correct way, and I looked at it like this too. You got people who also get hated on for doing nothing. So just imagine how people who are successful, they want to kill you sometimes.
Yeah, the envy is real, bro. And we at a time where the envy is high, bro.
From coaches though, like a coach just may we could touch this. I'm touching everything. A coach may just want you to talk to a player's mom. He may play that kid a little more. It happened in college too now.
For sure.
Like it's a lot of things that people it's a sensitive thing and people need to touch. Like these kids, you got kids that let's see for instance. We ain't gonna talk about that. I'm saying that's just something totally different. But why you think we got all these horses in the stall? You got like 8 running backs at Alabama.
But yeah, man. And everybody ain't everybody.
When you had Mark Ingram, you had Trent Richardson, you had Eddie Lacy, you had Justin Fowler, you had Blake Sims, who also he stayed at Alabama for. Blake Sims started off as a running back there. He played 1 year quarterback and broke every record for the quarterback there. And guess what? They treat him like a dog.
See, because the NCAA is the biggest Fortune 500 company.
But it's slave. It's. I tell people this. It's nothing but slavery all over again.
So
when you give me 500 years of service from generations of people, and I keep all the money in my family and my side.
X, just make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense how I could give you my time, I could give you my energy, I could give you my effort, and all of this stuff you can't get back. Like, I can't get this stuff back. Once I give it to you, I can't get it back. Think about how many holidays. I'm sorry. Think about how many holidays you missed. How many Christmases?
I don't even celebrate holidays no more because they don't even feel no. I don't even have a feeling for them no more.
How many Christmases? How many Christmases we missed? How many Thanksgiving dinners we missed? You feel me? How many times we had to sacrifice good tasting food for
the road, your health,
game.
Your health.
You know,
you be getting forced to take tests in a certain amount of time in hotel rooms.
Come on, man.
That create anxiety.
How did
the game on the road?
That threw me. There's a lot of reasons why I was like, I got to school and I was like, I'm good, bro. Even though it was JUCO, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work for me, bro.
People don't understand. They look at college athletes in a different light. Like, man, your school is free. You know, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. Just think about this. You're a student, right? You're a full-time student. You have nothing to worry about but school.
That's it.
I'm a full-time student as well. But I still have to worry about practice. I got to worry about tests. I got to worry about study hall. I got to worry about games. I got to worry about
your jump shot.
Come on, man. And I still got to, you know, so
being in shape.
We can have the same class schedule. We can be done with class by, 1 o'clock. Class start, we'll have 4 classes. Class starts at 8, we're done by 1 o'clock. Perfect. You get to go home and take a nap, or you get to go home and get ready for work. Meanwhile, I get to go home just to change clothes and go right to the gym because we play Kansas on Tuesday.
And you better be ready.
You know, and they number 5 in the nation. So we got to get ready for, the Morris twins.
It's something that you can't train. It ain't like they prepping you for it. They throwing you out here.
Come on, man.
And while you swimming, they making money.
While we in the gym.
Black man can't float.
We in the gym, we getting ready to play. Meanwhile, you at work, getting a check.
They want you to sing.
You know, whether you getting minimum wage or whatever you're getting, you getting
something.
You have the option to go work and make money. Meanwhile, we don't know what work is. I guarantee I'm speaking right now for 90% of college athletes everywhere. Football and basketball, maybe baseball as well, but I can't really speak on other sports. I guarantee you have no idea what work is. You don't know what it means to get up and go sit at a desk for 9 hours.
No.
You have no idea what that is. You have no idea how to file your own taxes.
It's life-changing too, bro.
You have no idea how to set up your own doctor's appointment. Because when you get hurt in college at a school, you get hurt at college, you make a phone call, and the next morning,
you good.
Everything is set up. You don't have to do anything but maybe sign your name. Maybe, and that's a maybe.
The solution, we were talking about that. I've been working, so I'm on the panel with the NCAA, and there's some things about that get done, but check this out. Well, if I'm an athlete and you use me, you want me to be successful, right?
That's the main goal.
You want me to be successful.
Yeah.
So if I finish here and get my degree here, why don't we get $80,000 off the rip, to jumpstart us? That's the minimum you can do for us.
But that's
crazy.
Chump change, though.
But
you can't get it back. Change. You can't get it back, bro.
Just think about it. That's chump change.
Degree, but like you say, y'all got a degree, but y'all wasn't really focused on that degree. Y'all got so much going on that you didn't really get the.
Yeah. I should get my degree in basketball.
Yeah.
Right.
If I get
what's $80,000 though to a 2-time national champion? How much money did the University of Alabama make?
Right.
Not even two. How much money did the University of Alabama make off of one national championship?
So much. Parking tickets.
Come on, man. Off jersey sales. How many Hubbard jerseys did you see?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie,
Killed
pardon this,
me.
but I was loose one out on the strip, and I was like, somebody was like, oh, there go your jersey. I was like,
Crazy, right?
You know what the Big Three does? The Big Three.
Crazy.
The Big Three gives their players 100% of jersey sales.
I love that. Yo, JB, can we cut it and check out and then come back tomorrow and then just do part 2 and we talk about Big Three and go into sports a little bit more? Is that cool? Can we do that? All right, what JB said we cool. We're going to wrap up. Happy Monday. Catch us tomorrow, Tuesday, Rise and Grind Morning Show. Spoon, Hub in the building. We'll be right back.